we've got ourselves a bit of a mess in Arizona. They passed this new law saying that it's a state crime to be an illegal immigrant and that the police must ask for documentation. They say that it is not based on race, but they leave it incredibly vague as to what it is based on, that the cop should have a suspicion that someone is there illegally. Now, will they wind up asking more Mexican Americans? Of course! I mean, you'd have to defy reality to say that that's not going to happen, right? Now, the other problem is that cops are mandated to do this. If they don't, they can get sued. That's an enormous problem right there. But don't worry, Republicans assure us that nobody will get pulled over, don't worry. Bill Kristol is on Fox News, and he tells us that it'll only happen a couple of times, that we shouldn't be too concerned. Let's go to clip number 5.
Does it violate the Constitution?
I doubt that it violates the Constitution. If it does, it's a matter of federal preemption as against state law. I don't think it violates anyone's civil rights. And I think, look, I'm a liberal on immigration. I supported the Bush-McCain proposals in 2006. Took a lot of grief from some of our conservative friends on this. I have actually read this bill. It is not draconian. It is not going to lead to major civil rights violations. Will a few people get stopped, perhaps, because some policeman has reasonable suspicion that a person's illegal? Will he be stopped, perhaps, on the street and asked to provide his driver's license? Yes. That is the huge, horrible civil rights violation that's going to occur 5 times or 8 times or 13 times in Arizona. Meanwhile, Arizona has almost 500,000 illegal immigrants. There are huge burdens on the hospitals and crimes being committed near the border, and it's not unreasonable for Arizona to do this.
Okay, that's great. Oh, it'll only happen 5 or 8 or 13 times. It's not a big deal. And is that the big civil rights violation? Your Mexican ass got pulled over? So what? Imagine if you dragged Bill Kristol's ass to jail based on his ethnicity. And if you said, hey, look, we're just checking Jews. It's not a big deal, okay? If you can show me your papers, then you can get out of jail. How do you think Bill Kristol would react to that? Oh, come on, Bill. We only did it 5 or 8 or 13 times. Trust us. It won't get out of hand. My guess is he wouldn't take too kindly to that. So, now, has it happened? Instantly. Get a load of the local news report in Arizona. Clip number 6.
Patty, the husband is a commercial truck driver. He was pulled over this morning, as he says, at Val Vista and the 202 at a weight scale check stop. He was then asked to show his documents. He handed over his commercial vehicle's driver's license and provided a social security number. But apparently, according to him, that wasn't enough.
And then he came back and he said, well, I need your birth certificate. And then I said, it's in my house.
And that's when Abden says officers handcuffed him, placing him in a van, transporting him here to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement building in Phoenix off Central Avenue.
I can't even imagine what he felt being put in a vehicle and people watching, like he was some type of criminal.
His wife Jackie says she was contacted and told to retrieve Abden's birth certificate. She asked the agent why her husband had been detained and was told,
because he didn't answer the questions correctly. He stated that, you know, his mother is in Mexico currently, that's where she lives, and I asked him, you know, is it a crime for his mother to be in Mexico? And he said that it's not, but he just thought it would be suspicious, and so
she left work, drove an hour back to Maricopa, where she retrieved his and her documents just in case, showing us Abden was born in Fresno, California. Within about 90 minutes of the time she walked up to the building, Abden was released. Relieved to be out of that building, the two of them still remain baffled at the encounter.
I don't think it's correct if I have to take my birth certificate with me all the times. I don't think that that's correct, you know.
And, you know, we can be stopped at any time, and we have to show, you know, bring the certificates with us and so forth. You know, it doesn't feel like it's a good way of life to live with fear, you know, being stopped. Even if we are okay, that we are legal here, we still have to carry our documents around with.
Now, what do we tell you? I said my number one concern was, when do they ask for the documents? If they ask you for your birth certificate, right now, who among you has your birth certificate on you? My guess is 0% of you. The next time you go to the local supermarket, who's going to take their birth certificate with them? My guess is 0.0005% because some of you saw this story. Okay? Who carries that around? Nobody carries that around. And the only other thing they had was his mom's in Mexico. So if my mom goes on vacation, I'm a suspect? Okay, so if she goes to Turkey or if she goes to France, what, all of a sudden round me up because I don't carry my birth certificate around with me? That's crazy. No, no, no. Like I said, somebody's arrested for something else and you say, hey, bring in your papers to show that you're legal. Okay, then we're having a conversation. But you can't pull over every Mexican in Arizona on the suspicion that they're Mexican. No, this is crazy.